When Roger Goodell spoke to reporters yesterday at the conclusion of the May meetings in Nashville, he was asked about the status of Tom Brady's effort to buy a piece of the Raiders. Specifically, Goodell was asked, has progress been made, and would anything have to be done about Brady's access to other teams in his role as a broadcaster with Fox? Here is what Roger goodell had to say.
I do think progress is being made. We've had a number of meetings on the Finance Committee has done their work on this, and we have a little more to do. But that was one of the factors, Mark, about as a member of the media, what access would he have every week as he prepares for the broadcast of a game. And we've addressed that also. So we're making progress on it.
This is the problem with the press conference. If it was an interview, the response would be, what have you done to address it? I've sent the league an email. That's been about 12 hours ago asking what was done to address it. Of course, no answer yet, which means I need to ask again. And then I'll wait and I'll ask again. And maybe I'll get a no comment, or maybe I just won't get anything, or maybe I'll get to go screw yourself. I don't know. But I think it's a fair question. What have you done to address it? Because every game is going to feature an opponent that the Raiders, in theory, might play down the stretch. Whether it's another AFC team, another division team, or any NFC team, the Raiders might see that team in the Super Bowl. So you can't resolve the conflict of interest between Tom Brady's duty to the Raiders as a part owner and his duty to Fox to have the best possible information. You have this access. And what we may end up with is basically a Tom Brady who isn't as prepared as he could be because he's getting ready for the game with one hand tied behind his back because he doesn't get full access to certain games or any game because he's part owner of the Raiders. And as I've said before, and I'm sorry if you hate Tom Brady, I'm just being realistic here. And he needs to have somebody telling him, maybe, that's not a good idea. Pick a lane, Tom. Be the owner of the Raiders, part owner of the Raiders, or be the Fox #1 broadcaster. You don't have to do both. Pick one or the other, and it makes everyone's life easy.
Well, I don't know about listen. If they're going to allow him to do both, then he can do both. Go for it. I don't know. They need to set a rule.
Bad precedent.
Well, yeah, they can't set a rule and say no, you can't do it, and just come out and say it if that's the case. Because I don't really know how it gets fixed or what's the remedy here. Right? And yeah, I mean, again, we know NFL teams are so secretive. They're not going to like that. And what I would say even worse than that is, like, what if there's starts to become some coaches with the Raiders that Brady has familiarity with and all of that? Like, I would have been really scared if he was a part owner and Josh McDaniels was still the head coach of the Raiders. Then I'd have been like, damn, if you're a team and you're talking to Brady and you got to play the Raiders, you're crazy. Josh is his buddy. That would scare the hell out of me. Right? I don't know what his relationship was with Antonio Pierce or anything like that, but regardless, for a team that's in a competitive league against the Raiders, it'd be natural for them to think like, wait, Brady's going back to tell people that and tell people our secrets. So the NFL's definitely got to do something about this.
It's important to know what they've done to address it because they've done something to address it. Where have they drawn lines? Is it just AFC West opponents? Is it just teams on the Raiders' regular season schedule? What is it that they're going to do? It is a fundamental difference, and you know this, whether you're allowed to go to practice, allowed to talk to the players, allowed to be around versus being frozen out completely. It makes it harder to do your job if you're frozen out. If he's going to be the Raiders owner, my position would be he needs to be frozen out of everything that he would otherwise get access to because he has a duty to the Raiders to share with them anything that he finds out. That's my position. And, whoever didn't tell Tom Brady he shouldn't do the roast should tell Tom Brady he shouldn't try to do both of these things. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.